Hi, my name is Scenicdrivegallery, and I would like to introduce you my husband, but he is handling the camera. His name is 1.avi. And we have this gallery where usually many times my work is exhibited, and sometimes when we have an artist that we think is special to our taste, then we like to represent and exhibit their work. Today, I feel very honored and pleased and happy to introduce Fereidun Interview. Do I pronounce your name okay?
Yes,
I do.
that's correct, yeah.
And I have his biography in my hand, but I am not an art historian. I am an artist myself, and I thought it would be interesting to, from an artist point of view, to ask questions. But just the same, here is the biography, and I don't know how long time would it take me to read it, which I'm not going to do. Instead, I will note a few things that Fereidun, you were born in Iran.
Yes.
And how long did you stay in Iran?
I was 18 years old before I left.
Oh, yes. And so you started your early education in
Yes,
Iran,
yeah.
and I understand you went to Germany and
That's
you,
right.
you even received a PhD, very impressive.
Yes.
Yes, and what was the PhD? Agroeconomy.
Agricultural economics,
Yes.
yes.
And for how many years you practiced?
I was teaching at the university for 4 years in Iran, and then I was research professor in Germany for 3 years. Then I came to the United States to join my family. That was 1973. Yes.
1973, but that's a long time ago.
Yes.
What happened? When did you start to express yourself? Which one was first, visual art or poetry, in your case? How did it happen?
Well, you know, I had a friend who was taking art lesson from a very famous Iranian artist who was a watercolor artist named Shahbazian, and he would bring his originals and we copy it. That was my only art education while I was in high school. And then for years I didn't do anything.
You made money for years.
I made money, yes.
Yes, that's something.
I was making money, yes. I was, doing research in university.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Then I came here and became a real estate developer and made a lot of money, built a lot of stuff. And then I had a heart attack.
Oh.
And then, that was about 20 years ago.
So may I interrupt you
Yes.
then, if I understand, that heart attack, which is to us humans sounds terrible,
Yes.
came out something which is very positive.
Correct.
Right?
That was the best thing that happened to me. I can really tell you.
How old were you at that time, approximately?
How old?
How old were you?
I think at that time I was 48 years old, I think.
Oh, you very young.
It was my brother.
So you have been practicing art
for many years.
Long
time.
It's lucky for us.
The thing is that I came to realize after all those things we do in life, it comes a moment of truth.
Yes.
What's all that for? What's all that for? And what are we doing for other people? And that was my focus. I was taught and trained by my grandfather that he was the type of person that wanted to help people. He was a very spiritual man, and he was a Sufi. And he showed me that giving is a whole lot more than receiving. And when my heart attack came, it was for me a meditation to go back to art, and I started painting with tassel and string, so I would not really put pressure on myself, and it took a life on its own. And
so if I don't know if an artist can possibly answer it, but how did you? The reason I was asking you which one was first, the poetry or the art, or was it simultaneously?
Simultaneously, I would say. You see,
which one was first? If
Well,
you remember.
I would say, of course, it's poetry, because when I was a little boy, my grandfather put me on his lap and he plays the Persian tar and reads Rumi to me. Of course, poetry came first.
Yeah.
My mother knew Hafiz by heart, and so that is sort of in my family, the poetry and literature. And naturally the art came, and my writing was, in a sense, notes to myself. So were also my art. That I never thought I would publish anything or I would exhibit. As a matter of fact, today I have to say that this is the first time that my art has been exhibited in a gallery.
Well, maybe in a gallery, but the way I saw your art in your home, and you do have a beautiful display there also, but I think it's nice when the piece of art gets all the attention. And by the way, if we had more time, which we don't, because very soon it's very exciting, the people are coming, and we do have lots of volunteers and art lovers who are coming. But I would like to ask you, how do you get your motivation, your inspiration? For example, these pieces have something fluent, and one subject leads to the other, and the color harmony and the mood is, there is a variety, but still it complements each other. So how did you get to this series, and when did you do this?
You know, all my artwork has two things in common. One, I believe I'm in every one of the work I do, even in the form of a color or in something. The second thing is, all the artwork have somehow yearning to higher being. And there is an element beyond every painting that yearns to connect to the creators and to the creator, and that, I believe, is something that
Who is the creator? You think
the creator is the...
It's a big word.
No, the creator is the is me, that for billions of years was evolving in the universe, that I'm getting in touch with together.
Would you say, if I say you are an instrument,
Yeah.
would you agree with me or disagree?
I believe I am an instrument, first of all, to get to know myself. Then I'm an instrument to let other people, through my teachings, to get to know themselves. By the way, my youngest student was Kevin, who was 1.5 years old, and my oldest is 9
I'm
years old.
glad to see it in your biography,
Yes,
that you are very proud, and you with all reason.
Because that's all really, it matters. I'm probably one of the few artists that say to people, look at me and see how great you are, not look at me how great I am, because I feel I can help them to discover their own creativeness. And that is what I love to do, and the biggest joy for me.
How long time do we have? Do we have still time to talk? Okay. So about the books, let's go back to the book.
Yeah.
Which one was your first edition?
The book,
the
my
Color
own...
of Paradise, or the...
Yuji, why don't you stop now?